This was sent to me by a brother from the Houston camp. His name is Yakanan, and he goes by the YouTube name of High Powered Truth. Now, this is dealing with, or continuing on our topic of biological warfare. It says nearly 24 people fell ill at a high school football game Friday night in southeast Houston. And there's a link here, and I'm going to show you the video from that link in relation to this topic here. Showing you that Esau is busy doing this thing, you know. He's busy bringing in this final assault, which part of the final assault is that biological warfare, along with the chip, along with martial law, all different kind of scenarios. Anyway, I'd like to thank that brother for sending me this information, and all you brothers out there that are sending me information. You know, I'll try to get to it as quick as I can and put a lesson together, and of course filter it through the scriptures, which is what we do, you know. Anyway, the brother Yakanan from the Houston camp. I was watching the video Panic Military Buildup in the United States. This is a video that we did on, I believe it was GMS Walk and Talk. And I just have some news for you. You were saying how the military is preparing to make their move on these people. In the video, the parents were saying how the kids were running off the field vomiting and couldn't breathe. When I was watching this on the news, Esau was saying how whatever it was odorless, and within minutes quarantine stations was set up. No one in or out unless you were being taken to the hospital. This reminded me of the movie Contagion. In all, Esau is running runs on these people, and is about to make his move. So with that, I'm going to say double honors to all the elders. Peace and blessings. Shalom. Alright, so now I have the video here, and I'll play the video, and we'll come back and discuss this a little further.
We are still waiting to find out what caused a mysterious illness in 24 people at a local high school football game.
22 students in the Austin High School band began complaining of nausea and dizziness last night. A firefighter also became sick while treating them at Barnett Stadium. Crews were forced to evacuate the stadium. Eyewitness News reporter Tamika Knight joins us live from Memorial Hermann Hospital, where the sick are recovering. Good morning, Tamika.
Good morning. Well, yeah, Memorial Hermann Hospital is one of 5 hospitals where those students were transported. Officials are still looking into what caused this sudden illness that struck so many students from the same school at the same time. It's a bizarre case that has parents and other relatives worried. Started out as a typical Friday night high school football game at Barnett Stadium. That is until minutes after the halftime show, when members of the Austin High School band and dance team suddenly rushed off the field.
They started just like throwing up in the chest, and started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Then more and more.
I got a phone call from the band director saying, your sister's hyperventilating, come to the stadium now.
They said that they cannot breathe.
According to the Houston Fire Department, nearly 24 Austin High School students were experiencing symptoms of nausea, vomiting, and scratchy throat. Enough for emergency crews to set up a decontamination zone at the stadium.
She really couldn't speak. She was having trouble breathing. She had severe shakes. They had her on oxygen.
Part of the stadium had to be evacuated. In all, about 22 Austin High School band and dance team members were rushed to the hospital, where yet another decontamination zone was set up.
It's very frightening. I actually almost got into a car accident on the way here because I was so scared.
Still, no one seems to know what caused the sudden violent illness, as no one in the stands seemed to have been affected.
It is a mystery.
HFD originally thought it was an unknown exposure, possibly chemical related, and believed the exposure may have originated near the concession stand. According to fire officials, a hazmat team called out to the scene did not find any type of agents or gases in the detectors. Still, it's not enough to settle the minds of parents and those who watched up close.
We don't know if it was maybe something our kids ate, but not everybody on the team ate the same thing.
Right.
And it just so happened that everybody got the same symptoms right after they performed.
And we should mention that there were no reports of illness from students at the opposing school, that's Yates High School. A firefighter who came in contact with 6 students was treated at the scene. We're told he is okay. Still, no word on a cause for that illness, and no word on how many students are still in the hospital this morning. Reporting live here at Memorial Hermann Hospital, Samika Knight, 13 Eyewitness.
Yeah, this was definitely a test run, you know. And that Barnett High School, that had to be ground zero. You know, that was pretty much set up. And you notice the majority of people that they interviewed was so-called Mexicans, you know, the tribe of Issachar. Once again, that goes back to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, where, you know, it says that Edom is one of the main nations that's going to try to destroy, you know, or come against Israel. And one of the tactics that they're going to use is disease warfare. Anyway, this is a little more from the web page where I got that video from. This is from KTRK TV, Houston, Texas. And as you can see, it says nearly 24 fall ill at high school football game at Barnett Stadium. I just want to read the highlights down here. It says students say the majority of the ill students were on the dance team. You know that ain't Esau, because Esau can't dance. Others were members of the band and color guard. They became ill during the second half of Friday night's game against Yates High School at Barnett Stadium. Officials said it happened just after halftime, shortly before 9 p.m. Part of the stadium had to be evacuated, while a decontamination zone was set up for 6 students. And just like the brother said in the email, this reminded him of the movie Contagion. Well, this is pretty much like the movie, except it wasn't a movie. It was real, you know. It was a test run. What have we been telling you about Esau? Is getting ready to make that move. It says symptoms included nausea, vomiting, difficulty breathing, coughing, and a scratchy throat. Austin High band member Ezekiel Galvin said he felt it coming on early. I turned like this, then like that, and right when I was about to play, I couldn't play because I felt like gagging, Galvin said. He was able to perform, but just as Austin High dance team member Brittany Banda finished the show, she and 2 other dancers became shockingly sick. I couldn't breathe and I just started throwing up, she said. So this was definitely, and all of a sudden it just happened during the halftime performance. So this was definitely a test. Biological warfare. I got 3 scriptures over here. This is from the book of Psalm 64:4. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Now who's the perfect? The perfect is the nation of Israel, you Israelites. You are the perfect. Even though you're not perfected right now, but in the kingdom of heaven you're going to be made perfect. The day is Esau with their Illuminati power structure. They're the ones behind this disease warfare, this biological warfare. And the lesson that I did before, I showed you how when you go back to the 1700s, you had this guy Jeffrey Amherst, And his particular weapon against the tribe of Gad, so-called North American Indians, was disease warfare. So here it is again. But this time, where is this? In Houston. That was straight up disease warfare that was brought against them students. And if you can't see it, you weren't meant to see it. Anyway, going back to Psalm 64:4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, subtly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And that's that elite Illuminati power structure. They're the ones, the main ones behind that biological warfare, chemical weapons. And then when you factor in the chemtrails, that's all part of that biological warfare. And they've been stepping up those doses of chemtrails as of late, and they're mainly disseminated over the cities, those chemtrails. Anyway, the next scripture is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity. Woe means destruction. And work evil upon their beds. This is the evil, or part of the evil that they're working, which is they're trying to destroy the nation of Israel. And like I said, if you go back to the video, the majority of people that were being interviewed were so-called Mexicans of the tribe of Issachar. So that dance team, the majority of the members were probably so-called Mexicans, so-called Puerto Ricans, Negroes, Latino tribes, whatever. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So these devils are busy. They're trying to bring this so-called New World Order, and pursuant to the Georgia Guidestones, they want to destroy, almost 6 billion people, 6.5 billion people to be exact, because the first commandment says maintain humanity under 500 million. I pointed that out in the last video I did, dealing with this topic. The next scripture is Revelation 6:4. It says, and they went out another horse that was red. Now the word horse here is symbolic for power. That was red is talking about Esau, the so-called white man, because that's his main color. His main color is red. He's not white, he's red. And if you go back to his forefather Esau, he came out red and hairy. That is found in Genesis 25:25. So he's the red man, and he has the power. That's why it says they went out another horse. This is a vision that John saw on the island of Patmos. But the horse was symbolic for power. That was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. That's the part, and there was given unto him a great sword, which means destruction. And like I pointed out in the video I did before, this man was set up to bring destruction. That's why you have events like this. Biological warfare. I have a little excerpt here. And seeing that I have a little time, I'm going to try to get into it. This is from Francis Boyle, Professor of International Law, University of Illinois School of Law, Biowarfare and Terrorism. I'm going to go right to the point. It says massive amounts of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, were poured into researching and developing what were claimed to be defensive biological agents. And if we go back to the scripture, Psalm 64:5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of laying snares privately, they say, who shall see them? And this is just what we read here in this excerpt over here, entitled Biowarfare and Terrorism. So these devils are busy at work. Now I'm running out of time, so I'll come back on another video and explore this a little further.